Okay, so we're going to start with Sup Ji Sau. Sup Ji Sau is the crossing of the hands. Many Wing Chun players do it the way they do it. It is not for me to judge, and it's not for uh, any of us to critique why we do it this way or that way. You're going to have some teachers that they're going to go left or right at first, they're going to come up, come in. You're going to have other teachers that's going to do this, and they may come up and still have the left side on top and then come in or split or whatever, okay? It is not my problem. I'm not going to judge. As I say that, then I'm going to give you what I call my methodology versus what you see from my teacher who used to teach me, Sifu Courtney's methodology, and so on and so forth. You're going to find out I'm a little bit different. So, with Sifu Courtney, my teacher, my Ip Man's Wing Chun teacher, he had the left or the right down. We come up, but we go back down. Left was on back on top over the right when you came back down, and then we shot in. Why? Because if you go low, if you go back low, your shoulders are down. So then when I bring my fist in, my shoulders stay down. A lot of the Wing Chun teachers, not all of them, but a roughly good number of them, what ends up happening is they'll come up like so, and they'll come in, and they'll tell you to relax your shoulders. And you can only relax it as much as the anatomy is set. So what do I mean by that? If I'm here, right, you see how low my shoulder is? If I'm here and I bring it up, it rises, makes the shoulder rise just a tiny bit. Enough where it's more activated, right? So then I come in here and it's already set where it was activated at. Maybe not as many muscles where it comes from here to here, but definitely it's still activated. So when you go downward, if you go back downward, notice how my shoulders are? That when I come to here, my shoulders are still roughly the same height as it was from a lower position. So the anatomy aesthetics of it really is a focal point in my life because the Siu Nim Tao is a relaxed system. You're already turning off shoulders. You're already doing the form to the ability that you stay relaxed and just work the motions. In the end of the form, that's when, even though you're relaxed, there are techniques that are more stressed. And in that case, because it's a combat ending, then you want to be as much relaxed as possible when doing most of the form, and then when you get to the end, then you exert your energy. It's that yin and yang. Take in chi, give out the energy that you need to give out to be even, neutral, nice. So with that being said, when you do the Sup Ji Sau, I'm trying to be in a relaxed state. I'm gonna do it my way, showing you my way, because in Sifu Courtney's way, when you come up, the right hand is on top and then it's down. My way happens to be like this. I come up, left hand is still over right because I went underneath, right? Show you again. Right here, it's like I'm holding a baby. I'm actually making sure that my left hand is on top of the right. So then I come back down again, like so. Now, my difference is I don't just go in, okay? What I ultimately do is when I close my fist, I'm actually digging in as if I'm doing a backwards, as if I'm trying to do a backwards rowing or a backwards scoop of ice cream or whatever. And I set myself and I'm right here. I come up to this point, and then that's when I understand I have to lower my shoulders. So I lower my arms just a tiny bit, and and it helps me to relax my shoulder back in the setting that I needed to have. So that's a tiny difference, but it makes a huge impact. So let me show you again. I'm digging up, and as you see my shoulders go up, and I go up to chest, then I relax it back down. Why do I do that? That's a great question. So if I was to take a hand and I was to cover the opponent, let's say it's lopsided. I wouldn't use the thumb, but in this case, I'm just gonna use the thumb because I'll teach you later why not to. So let's say there's a hand there and I'm grabbing. Well, I can't punch here, right? Because I got my other arm in the way. I got their arm that I'm grabbing, I got their arm in the way. I have to lower it. A lot of times when we do Wing Chun and we're covering an opponent, we often enough times sink their arm or sink their bridge. Get it? This is a bridge from their body, their landmass to my landmass. So often enough times we have to lower their technique so we can be able to punch or strike with chopping here. Maybe we're gonna palm, right? Whatever we're trying to do to them or have to do to them, we gotta get that obstruction, which is the crossing, out of the way. Get what I'm saying? Now, that's the sinking part. This is the attacking part. So there are cases where if I'm grabbing the opponent's arm to lower it, it may not be that I have them, they may be far away enough that I can't hit them. I don't want to hit out like this. This is the excess kind of punch, right? I'll do this if they're really close to me and I'm going to punch them away from me. You know, retain what comes in, yield, let them loose. If they come in, you're allowed to them to let them go or keep going. Let the energy keep going that way. If it was coming this way, I'm gonna let them keep going. Or the fact of the matter is, like I said, retain, let them go past. Or if they come in or whatever, maybe even I step up. Maybe even that when they come in, I push them back out. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about the Wing Chun laws here. So if they come in, I can push them back out. I can let them come past me. Or when I have them and I'm fighting and they're close to me, I can decide one of those two, either make them go this way, push them out, or I keep them and punish them. So that's the main idea. So if I wanted to, if they're too far from me and I wanted to bring them in, then if I'm grabbing and using this outside arm for a reason, so you can see, I may not can pull them this way. In Wing Chun, we're technically not supposed to pull. Do we do it? Yes, we do. We have our ways. So if I got my hand here and I was to pull the arm towards me like this, they may be so strong that I can't pull them. And now we done got into wrestling, and Wing Chun is not a wrestling system. We let that go. So from this point, if I drop the arm down, it's easier to drop the arm down. So as I drop it down and bring them in, it creates a circle. I'm pulling them in as I'm pulling them into me as I'm pulling them down at the same time. It creates a twofold energy. So then they may could stop it going downward, but they ain't gonna stop it coming in at the same time. They may stop me from bringing them inward, but they're not gonna stop me bringing them down at the same time. They're gonna have to choose one or the other, and it gets confusing to the human body when you're in mid-move like that using two energies at the same time. So then all of a sudden, boom. So this is why, and later in the form, you go, that's why. That's the ultimate reason. So in that case, when we do Sup Ji Sau, when we're starting off doing this, I already, as a teacher, as an instructor, have you understand that already, that from a low position, this low position where I do Guat Sao, which Guat is the hand, but this movement is Gan Sao, Guat or Gum Sao, or any hand that goes this low, from this point, I'm already telling you to dig in, and you can bring the opponent in. Bring the opponent in, make sure you bring them into a punch. Don't have them go like this. You don't try to hug them. Don't have them bring them into like this and be like, hey, how you doing? You get what I'm saying. So from that point, please understand my methodology. I will have a person in front of me eventually, and then I'll go through that again so you can see that, and then it makes total sense. So right here, I'm going downward. I come up, going back down. I grab right here, Lop Sao, come in and set. Right? The last little bit that I want you to know or understand, and I hope I said it before, but if not, let me reiterate. I have it 45 degrees away from me. Why? If I have it like this, it's going to give you somewhat the idea that you want a Gum Sao right here real close to you. You want a Guat Sao right here real close to you. This is stupid. That is stupid. Yeah. Even when you come up, you may want a Wu Sao so close to you if you do it like this. You know, you're going to think techniques can work that close. It can, but it will cost you. So at least the system is telling you to keep a person at a distance of a 45, about this much. Right here, I turn to a Wu hand. This is about about 45 degrees going out from me. That's a good enough space to keep the person away from me. So I like to have all my blocking, all my a lot of my skills, a lot of my techniques enough away from me that when I do punch, I can be able to use a full punch if I want to, or even just use a little bit more than that 45 degree point, that I can tag them. Make sure the opponent is close to me. But far enough away from me that if they do any techniques, I can see it. I can grasp the idea of what's going on. And that, my friends, is the understanding of Sup Ji Sau. I know that was roughly long, but thank you for your patience. And we're going to continue with this. And